What's up guys, welcome back to Time Vision Talks. My name is Mustafa and today I'm joined with
Maz
and Nazar.
And today we're going to talk about friendship and the importance of friendship. So let's open up with Maz. What do you guys think about friendship?
I'll open up with a quote that one of my night classes teacher, he told me once. He said, the 5 closest people to you determine where you go in life. And that quote really hit me. I 100% agree with that quote, because the people you surround yourself with, the friends you make, determine what you do, what kind of person you are, and where you will go in life. That's what essentially the quote means. Basically, like, if you have friends that are always going to, like, you know, go around, hang out, and waste time to do nothing, and you know they get in trouble, you'll be inclined to go because they're your friends. You'll be like, okay, I'll go with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're always like, you know, they're going, like, achieving something, they're, you know, going to like seminars or like studying and stuff, and then they're like, come, you'll go join them. So wherever your friends are, or whatever they do, you really follow them. And even if sometimes you don't want to, but you know, peer pressure, you still follow.
Right.
So these, I definitely agree with that. What do you think about that quote?
What about you, Nazar?
I mean, that quote is definitely like a good quote, especially because, like, to me, I don't find having a lot of friends as a thing of friendship. Like, you know, people, they wanna, you know, those people like who just wanna have friends, like, like millions of friends, thousands of friends, whatever. Like, to me, like, having just a few set of friends,
that is close.
Yeah, a few close friends. That's like the best way to go, because like the more friends you have, if not every person you're gonna be a friend with, they're not gonna see you in the same light that you see them. Just because you're a friend with someone doesn't mean that. There's a lot of stories of people like getting screwed over by their friends.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Taking advantage of.
Yeah, like that's why you gotta, you know, take your time with a person. You know, make sure that that's the right friend for you.
Like, get to know them, so basically pick carefully.
Yeah, like I have a lot of friends who I do different things with. Like you guys, we have our own channel. We travel together. We do a lot of activities together. Like it's always good to have like just a small group of friends. Having a lot of friends is just like you're gonna screw yourself over in the end.
Right. I agree with what you said, and what you're saying reminds me of this post I've seen on the internet where it says Facebook friends 1,000, real life friends 50, hard time friends 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then, as you said, like, having a lot of friends, like, you don't get to know the person on an intimate level, and then, you know, something when you have hard times and you need someone, they're not going to be there because you haven't built that connection. You don't know the person that way. They don't know you that way. So every time, like, when you're in a hard position, you don't have anyone, and the 1,000 of friends you have, what are the use, right? So I believe, like, friendships truly count when you're in a hard time and you call someone and they're there for you regardless. Even if they're going through a hard time, they'll be like, oh, you know, I'm going to be there for you. Those are the true friends that you need. Those are the people that you need in your life, and you need them as connections, I feel.
Right. And one of the quotes that I've seen on the internet as well, it's attributed to Aristotle. He says, to live alone, one must be an animal or a god. My interpretation of that is, you have a god who is a supreme being, and then you have a beast who is I don't want to say low, because I'm not gonna put humans above them, but you have a different type of creature who is okay with living alone, who lives on their instincts, basically, right? They're instinct based, they're in the moment based, and maybe they're able to live alone, right? Us humans, we're in the middle of a god and a beast, where we have certain levels of consciousness that's not available to animals, but we're not yet on that godlike level, or like, I'm not gonna say yet, but that was a mistake.
Yeah, we're like never.
But
we're social creatures.
We're social creatures as human beings. You know, we started out in tribes, and the only way humans were able to advance as a civilization and as a species is to interact with each other and to fight off threats that are stronger than us.
So basically work together towards a common goal.
Right? Like, if there's a big threat of an animal, you know, like a saber-toothed tiger back in the days, you know, we don't have claws, we don't have teeth, we don't have the hard skin that they do, but what we do have is social and, like, you know, emotional intelligence, which allows us to band together and coordinate and become a part of something bigger than we were individually. Synergy, right? There's also this German word called Gestalt, which means the sum of the whole is bigger than the individuals, right? You have a soccer team or a basketball team, right? You have good players individually, but the team is bigger than the individual.
And that's what.
Gestalt.
Yeah.
Gestalt.
That's interesting. I never really thought like I never know German. That's like actually a sick concept.
That's a way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's important, you know, like depending on the situation, doing something as a group, of course, is better than doing it by yourself. And even if it's something that you can do by yourself, you always need that support of someone else, you know, to help you strive through what you're doing.
Right.
Because you always need that constant support. I mean, of course, friendship is always an important thing, but like I said, you always got to make sure you're choosing the right people.
Right.
And not screw yourself over by having like a fake friend.
Yeah.
Right. Like what you said earlier about how, you know, the people you surround yourself with is how you're gonna become. Like, there was an incident when I was in grade 7. I was hanging around a group of kids, and one day these group of kids were like, "Yo, Mustafa, we're gonna go to the mall. You wanna come with us?" I'm like, "Sure." It's like right there, you know, lunchtime. We go to the mall. So I'm at the mall with these group of kids who I thought were my friends, but you know, it turned out these guys were shoplifting from different stores at the mall.
Oh, wow.
You know, I didn't shoplift with them at all, not that day, not afterwards, but I didn't tell on them either. I didn't tell them to stop, you know. So we got off scotch-free that day, and like I say we because I'm part of that group, you know. Even though I didn't steal anything, I was part of that group
By association, right?
by association. And that's how the police looked at it the next day when we came back the next day to the same stores, and guess what? We got caught. And we got arrested, and the police came, and we were banned from the mall. You know, all these things happened. And I got caught up in that. You know, like...
Although you didn't do it.
Although I didn't do it, but, you know, these were my friends who I thought were, you know... Good people, or who I thought weren't gonna get me in trouble at least. Right? And I ended up being caught up in what they were doing, and you know, that was a really hard time for me and my parents. You know, it's very insulting, like when you have parents who hold you to a high esteem.
Right.
You know, like they got insulted by it. You know, and like obviously I felt very bad about it. Right? Like people, and likewise, you surround yourself with good people who are going to study, or who are going to lectures to learn, or going to museums or whatever, right? Going camping, traveling. You surround yourself with good people, then you're more likely to do good things and be a better person.
Yeah, it changes you as well, because like these people are, you know, doing something great. These people are doing something with their life. These people are kind of working towards a goal. And you're like, you know, I also need to do something. I want to be better myself. I want to be like these people, because you look up to your friend. And as you said, if your friends are always doing bad things, even though if you didn't do it, you're still gonna get caught up with them because they are your friends, right? You're part of that group, although you're not doing anything wrong. But by association, it's still gonna come and backfire on you because you were part of that group.
I mean, I think like with any relationship, whether it's like between a man and a woman, or like just friends in general, whatever it is, like I think how like friendship develops is like on I don't know what's the word, but commonalities. That's the word, right? Like being common and like having common things.
Right.
That's why it's like important to have like friends who share the same
like interest as you.
Yeah,
like
share interests, same ideas,
same
you know,
goals,
like whatever it may be. There might be some differences, but overall you have to have the same commonalities. You know, whatever relationship it may be, like friends, a wife and a husband, mother and son, whatever. Like, if a mother and son have like different perspectives and everything, like there's bound to be like some kind of problems.
Right.
So no matter what the relationship, there has to be some kind of like
common ground.
Common ground where you guys are, can
Right.
That's why it's very crucial to have that, in my opinion.
I agree.
That brings me to something else that I want to address, is that maybe not us personally, but I've seen a lot of comments on the internet, a lot of YouTube personalities talk about this, where they say as you grow up, you know, as you graduate school, like you're not forced to be around people anymore, right? Like when you're in school, and like I'm sure a lot of us experience this just from graduating high school and going into college, right?
Right.
In high school, we're forced, you know, from 9 to 3 o'clock to be around people.
Yeah, in a class.
In a classroom, we're in the same classroom, right? So then we obviously build friendships around that because, you know, we're just around them, like, by proximity. But as you grow up into college and even after college, you enter your workforce and whatever, you're not forced to be around people anymore.
You're forced to be independent.
And you're forced to be independent, and you have a sense of autonomy around you where you're an individual and, like, you know. So what I'm getting to is a lot of people say they have a hard time making friends as an adult because they're not forced to be around people anymore. And, you know, like, so something I saw from this YouTube personality and this comedian Mike Falzone, he said in one of his advice videos, which he does regularly, he said the best way he thinks to make friends is to go out and do things you like, right? If you like reading, go out and join a book club, because then you will also meet people who like reading, right? If you like being active, join a sports club, because then you also meet people who share that same interest.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, like, it's hard to make friends because a lot of people think that, oh, I'm just gonna go to a bar, I'm just gonna have a drink with this guy and we're gonna talk about sports and this and that. Or I'm just gonna talk to this guy at work, you know, he's across my desk. But, like, I feel like a lot of those friendships are basic friendships, right? Like, they're like level 1 friendships if you could give it a level.
Yeah, just like someone just talk to, like, you know.
You talk about very basic things like the weather or sports.
It's like acquaintances more than
acquaintances.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're friends now, but are you gonna be friends later?
Yeah,
Probably
like if
not.
no one's putting the effort in, it's just gonna die down, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like what Mustafa was saying, like when he was talking about how, like, once you finish like high school and university, like, for me, like that's how I figured out who my true friends were. Was like once you transition through those like schools, like for example high school and everything. Especially with high school, as soon as I graduated, like I've seen, like, I'm pretty sure you've seen too, like you've seen like all these people you knew, they just got out of touch.
Yeah, they're just like social media friends. We just see each other on there.
And it's not a bad thing per se, you know. Everyone's going their different paths. Everyone going their different ways. That doesn't mean they're fake friends, guys. That's not what we're saying. But
we're just saying, like, true friends are the ones that, like,
stay with you.
Yeah, stay with you. They're like, you know, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's hang out. They put the effort in. You guys are like, yeah, let's go hang out. Let's be together. It's been a while.
There's initiation on, like,
initiation. Yes.
On both ends.
On both ends. Not like, oh, just come and it's like, oh no, I really don't want to come. Then it's like you're forcing it.
That's another thing, you know. You have some friendships which are very one-sided, right? This one guy really wants to hang out with this other guy or girl or whatever, but that party is not as interested as, you know, the former.
Exactly.
Right?
So you can recognize those things.
So there's a lot of friendships where it's a one-sided, and, like, I feel like in those friendships you end up hurting yourself. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're just
wasting time.
Yeah, you're wasting time. You're wasting time and effort where you could put towards working on your goals or working towards better friends. It's just you're hurting yourself in the end.
You're wasting everything, time, energy, whatever, anything valuable to you. You're wasting it. Like,
yeah, towards like a futile effort. Like it's going nowhere.
Yeah.
And like I feel like this has a lot of damage and impact on you. Maybe not in the moment, but over time, your mental behavior, your mental health, over time, the thoughts that are being repeated in your head. Oh man, I really want to see Maz, but he doesn't want to see me. What's wrong with me? Right? Like you start thinking about what's wrong with me.
Yeah, then you just turn all that towards you, although it's not your fault. You just like overthink things, and it just backfires on you.
Yeah, just I feel like it's just like it's a case of like. It's hard to say, but like it could be like depression at one point.
Right.
But
it
like
could lead to it, yeah. Like
depression and anxiety for sure. It could lead to it.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to have friends. Like that's why you have to choose the right friends, because if that happens, like you were saying, like if you're wasting all that time on a fake friend, you're not gonna. In the end, once you get really depressed, you're not gonna have a true friend to rely on.
Yeah, because you've isolated yourself and you don't have anyone. Then you're just hurting yourself. You're in depression, but you have no one to reach out to because you didn't make those friendships. You didn't like find the true friends, the right connections, right?
Right. So we're getting into this topic about mental health, and I'm just gonna wrap it up here because we're gonna talk about that on our next episode, the importance of friendship and the effects of that on your mental health. Thank you for watching. My name is Mustafa.
I'm Maz.
I'm Nazar, and we'll see you next time when we talk about depression.
See you guys.